Hello guys. So this is the beginning of a new channel with the name of CSAT WOES Extinguished. Right. So as you can see, as you can guess, my whole sole purpose of this channel is to instill a sense of confidence when it comes to aspirants tackling the CSAT challenge. Right. And I say this is a challenge because in recent years, and more specifically the 2023 paper, was at the pinnacle of toughness of the CSAT history of UPSC CSE, right? And many deserving, or should I say, many aspirants who were getting very good marks in the GS portion, the GS paper, they weren't able to clear prelims solely because of their inability to get the minimum qualifying marks in the CSAT examination, which is unfortunate, obviously. I'm here because now, yeah. So this is the purpose of the channel, to basically to ease your vows, to equip you with certain basic minimum things that is required to clear CSAT, right? So this is the sole purpose of the channel. Obviously, I'll be more than happy to accommodate any of your suggestions, right? You can freely comment on in the comment section. Also, I've created a Telegram channel, right? The link of which I'll attach in the description box. There I'll update frequently. I'll periodically monitor the contents that I'm about to put, and I'll also invite suggestions from your side. Also, that channel is meant for you to practice as well. So I'll soon start posting questions of previous year questions of UPSC CSE CSAT, so that you people can, get familiar with the type of questions asked, and you can know certain basic things to be covered. Now, what is my credibility? Why do I what makes me fit to make these videos, right? So the thing is, first of all, let me tell you straight off the bat, I'm not an engineer. I do not have an advanced maths degree, right? I'm a doctor, MBBS doctor, and the but I have a deep interest in this making this video because I have always cleared the CSAT examination by a comfortable margin, right? And when I say comfortable, I mean more than 25 marks above the minimum cutoff, minimum qualifying marks, right? So that means 66.67 is what is required. Yeah, sorry. So 66.67, that is what is required. That is what is required as the minimum marks, right? For us to clear CSAT. But even reaching this is sometimes becomes a challenge for any of the aspirants, right? Regardless of their background. But I have been fortunate enough, you can say, or I have an interest in this. So I have been getting north of 90 continuously for 5 years. So I have given five attempts. This was my fifth attempt. I just gave the mains 2023, and I've been getting northward of 90 marks, sometimes even 100 in CSAT examination, right? And to top all of this, I actually don't study that much. I don't give a dedicated time slot to the CSAT. Every day, just 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. I gave only this much, and I've been able to clear this. So obviously there's a method, there's a way to approach CSAT preparation, right? Because as I said, I don't have any advanced maths degree or something like that, right? So so my therefore I believe that I can help you, and we'll see. I'll be open to suggestions, however you want to give me constructive criticism, right? Now, some general observations about the CSAT examinations, especially in the recent times, right? See, what I have observed is that UPSC generally there are basically 80 questions, right, of CSAT, 2.5 marks each. Now, out of 80, approximately 52 to 54, these belong to the quant plus LR, that is mathematics, you can say in common, and common words, and logical reasoning. And remaining 53 is normally here, so 27 belong to RCs. What is RC? RC is reading comprehension, that is the passages as we say in common parlance, right? Now, my observations have been that UPSC alternates between the toughness of these quant plus LR and RC. So, which means that sometimes the RCs become tough, right? Tough in the sense of difficult to decipher passages or very lengthy passages. And sometimes the quant plus LR, this portion becomes difficult. Like it happened in 2023. This portion was tougher compared to the normal quant plus LR we encounter in the CSAT examination, and tougher in the sense of some higher mathematics topics have been asked, and a lot of questions like probability was to a large extent, asked in 2023 CSAT paper, which isn't really the trend, right? As we see the previous year questions, and we'll see it, right? And sometimes the RCs become tough. So my point is, you have to be proficient, or at least, you should have the basic proficiency to attain the minimum marks in each of these sections. So you should always target all the three sections, and regardless of your strengths. So you may be very good in reading comprehension, but please don't depend solely on reading comprehension, for the only reason reading comprehension can get really tough, and we as aspirants will always find it, when UPSC gives a tough paper, it is tough for all the aspirants. It doesn't matter if you are very very good in RCs, you'll encounter difficulty if UPSC suddenly gives a tough RC paper one day. Similarly, the people who are very confident in their mathematics skills, in their quant skills, who are engineers or etc., whatever, even they should be focused. They should also focus on RCs, because the quant part can get really difficult sometimes, and 2023 is a prime example of that. And I know of many friends of mine who are engineers and who have very good mathematics skills, the quant skills, but they still missed out on CSAT, for the sole reason because the quant became very difficult, and you have time shortage. Always you'll have time shortage in CSAT. The design of the question paper is such that you'll have the time shortage, and but they couldn't resort to RCs because they had never practiced, and they weren't comfortable with RCs, and that led to the issues, right? So this is my general observations. Okay, moving on to the next one, agenda. So how will we proceed in this channel, and how will I make the videos? What will be my general scheme of things? So agenda is simple, and this is again tentative. It is open to suggestions, open to change as per your suggestions. All right. Agenda is, I'm thinking of analyzing the PYQs, right? Beginning from 2023 and going backwards, because 2023 I felt was the pinnacle of toughness of CSAT, right? 2023 to backwards, I believe 5-6 papers are enough. I'm thinking of 5 papers, 2023 to 2018. I think this should give you a fair idea of how UPSC asks generally questions, and what should be done, what basic minimum needs to be done to clear this qualifying paper, right? Post which I'll start teaching you certain basic things. Basic things doesn't include formula. Please remember, no formulae, because I'm of the firm belief that you don't require formulae to clear the UPSC CSE CSAT. It is not. It is not an examination which is testing your formulae. Testing your formulae skills, or how good you can memorize and apply a formula. I don't think so, because whatever I have seen, and you'll see in the coming videos, the formula thing doesn't work in CSAT. This is an examination which tests your general awareness, your general mental ability, right? So basics, I'm going to teach you, and then Telegram group, obviously, I'll be posting PYQs for you to solve every day. I think one or two are enough, 1 to 2. If you can even take out 10-15 minutes from your every day, from your GS preparation to this, I think it should be enough, right? This is my proposition for the agenda of the channel. Yes, open to modifications, right? Depending on your suggestions. All right. Now, coaching. So many people have asked me that should we join some coaching for CSAT, and what this channel is. Would it replace coaching? So first of all, understand this thing. The purpose of coaching is obviously to help you, to handhold you, to enable you to do certain things in less amount of time, right? Purpose of coaching is just this. They don't teach anything which is out of the world. There's no rocket science taught in coaching. Less amount of time is the only advantage that I feel coaching of any sort of thing, not just CSAT, any sort of things provide. Now, if you feel that you are weak in CSAT, you can approach certain aspects, certain sections of your weakness, right? I'll give you an example. And how do you determine your weakness? You For weakness, just solve two or three. I think two are enough. Two PYQs of CSAT. See the marks you are getting. If you're getting anywhere above 90, right, I think you don't need any coaching. To be honest, this is my personal advice. However, if you're getting less than 70, 75 actually, then yes, you definitely need to work upon certain aspects. In this case, even in this case, I wouldn't recommend coaching, full-fledged coaching, because coaching institutes teach you a lot, more than what is required, and which will compromise on your GS preparation, because GS preparation, as you know, that is the main thing that will help you sail through not just prelims but through all the stages, right? So if you get someone who is getting less than 75, then what you do is you just write down the questions which you did wrong in both these previous year questions. Write down the type of the question asked, like dice question or clock question, etc. And once you write those, you just see those topics. You can see anywhere from this channel also, or from other channel if you want. You are free to see. You can see even some books, but yeah, only these specific things. And the category in between is 75 to 90. You don't have a lot to worry about, but yes, certain practice is definitely required. So for you, I would suggest the same thing as less than 75 marks. You see the topics. There will be only a few topics that you aren't very comfortable with. You can see those topics in detail and practice those. Also, the amount of time that should be spent on the CSAT preparation for less than 75 markers, I would say just give 1 hour daily, right? Even if you give from today, it should be more than enough, right? Doesn't matter how weak you think you are. 1 hour daily is more than enough for clearing UPSC CSE CSAT, because the paper isn't very technical. Like I said, sometimes the paper can come difficult, but then it will be compensated in some other section. Only one section would be difficult, right? All the three sections are never difficult. 75 to 90 marks. Again, this is just my observations and my thinking. You can modify the timeline according to your own comfort, right? 75 to 90 marks, I would suggest just go for 30 to 45 minutes, right, every day. And more than 90 marks, see, 15 minutes are enough for you, right? Because I mean, this is my case, so I am telling you what I did. 15 minutes, and in these 15 minutes I used to solve PYQ, again, two daily, and two questions daily. I mean, not two papers, two questions daily. And I used to see some very the two questions I solve every day. Sometimes I'm not able to solve, so I just used to see those, see those. So I think this channel would take care of all these needs of all the people. Therefore, in conclusion, I would say coaching only if you are very afraid of CSAT, and you are feeling this FOMO, fear of missing out. Only then maybe you can, but I still believe coaching is a waste of time. I mean, I might be a little partial here because I've been getting good marks in CSAT, but I still believe that you can manage it yourself, and with the help of some channels here and there, and you can do it yourself, because coaching will definitely take a lot of your time, which isn't even required in GS. The more you know, the better you are, the better your chances become. I mean, at least to some extent, right? Because it is a competitive game, whereas CSAT isn't competitive. You have to remember this. CSAT is an absolute thing. You have to get 66.67. Everyone has to get these minimum marks for them to qualify, to have any chance for qualifying the prelims. So it becomes an absolute examination. It is just like our schools and coachings, where we have to get a minimum pass percentage. So CSAT is a different game altogether. I do not recommend coaching, but yeah, like I said, you can decide for yourself. Obviously, you all are graduates, so yeah. With this note, let's move on to some general tips. Now, they don't understand by tips, I mean some shortcuts or anything like that. They are not shortcuts. They are just certain guidelines, right? And there are certain, basically, my observations, specific summarized specifically for each of the different sections of the CSAT examination, right? So coming to the first RCs, that is passages. Now, how do I decide, and how you should decide whether to attempt a particular RC or not? See, the time is very less. I agree. There are 80 questions. Okay, one more thing. Let me tell you, there are 80 questions. You don't have to attempt 80, and never ever never attempt all the 80 questions in CSAT. Right? See, you need 27 net correct. 27 net correct answer questions for you to qualify this exam, this paper, right? Now this means, even if you're attempting 44, right? Yeah, and you mark let's say 33, sorry, 32 correct, right? And this will make 12 wrong. Now this would come to be about 28 correct, 28 net correct, right? Now this 28 net correct will help you, will be enough for you to sail through. So what I mean by this is, so what can you take away from this? What message do I want to say? So the thing is, you have to decide your ideal range of attempting the number of questions. See, I'm saying the using the word range and not the exact questions, because well, that would never happen, right? Just pick up a range. So for me, like for example, I'll give you my example. I used to believe that anything between 44 to 46, right? Anything between these I attempt, the number of questions I attempt, I was very confident of clearing the CSAT examination that year. Why? Because whatever questions I attempt, I have a very high accuracy in CSAT examination. So though I attempt very less questions compared to what the trend, general trend is, I used to easily sail through, even with a comfortable margin, like I already said. Now, what is the general trend? What is the general, what we can say, general myths that surrounding this number of questions to be attempted in CSAT is, people generally coaching say attempt 55 to 60, right? Sometimes even some even say, man, 60 should be attempted minimum, more than 60, that is, this should be your criteria. Now, see, I have no problem. Again, I have no qualms with any of these things. The only problem is no one should be able to define or determine for you what should be the ideal questions for you. See, because it will vary for each and every one of us. So while for me it is 44 to 46, you might be good, comfortable with 55 to 60. See, it's not a big deal. But thing is, you have to determine for yourself. And how do you do that? The only thing is, do through the mock examinations. And what mocks use PYQs. Please do not give coaching mocks for CSAT. Again, disclaimer. See, the thing is, coaching mocks can never ever imitate the UPSC CSE mocks, UPSC CSE actual papers. And I think we all have seen this in GS time and again. Again and again, hardly some question, if any, repeat from the coaching institute mocks. Right? They make thousands of questions, hardly one or two questions come in the actual paper. For CSAT, the problem becomes trickier because the coaching institutes rely. I have whatever papers I have seen in the past 5 years, they rely heavily on advanced mathematics and formulae and this and that, and this is not required at our level. We are not giving examination to become to take this clerical jobs. The formulae and all these work only in the case of SSC and banking and PO and all this, right? For us, UPSC wants to test our concepts, our basic mental ability, and therefore I believe you should not practice actually mocks of coaching institutes. This is my belief. Previous year questions are more than enough. Just solve. I mean, you can actually solve 8 to 10, and I think that would be more than enough. Just solve 8 to 10 PYQs religiously, right, in 2 hours, and whatever, with proper timing and proper setting. And if you are and you see the number of questions that you are able to attempt, and you are getting more than 75 marks, at least more than 75 should be your basic minimum target, right? 10 marks above the minimum cutoff, minimum marks you definitely require, right? So see this, whatever number range of questions makes you comfortable, makes you get these marks consistently in the 3 or 4 marks. Yeah, that is your ideal number of range. So you see, so this is the thing. I forgot to write it. Let me write it here. Just a second. Yeah, determine. And please excuse my handwriting because this is the first time I'm using this writing pad for this. So please excuse me. I'll learn it as I go. So yeah, determine questions range. Right? I hope you are able to understand whatever I have written here, right? Whatever I explained to you right now. So yeah, this 44 thing that like I was saying, so what happened to what was my method? Yeah, so I was attempting around 44. Actually, I was able to attempt 48 some many a times, right? And I used to get around 5 incorrect, and rest of the questions I used to get correct. So you see, so 42, 43. I mean, yeah, this was my range of correct questions. So I was easily able to clear. So anyway, so this was my strategy. I am not saying to copy my strategy. You should not copy anyone's strategy, right? Doesn't matter how good they are. You have to determine your own. Actually, the basic formula of UPSC CSE, whatever I have understood right now, is this only. You have to determine your own method, your own way to clear this examination, right? You can take the help of tips, you can take the help of some coaching institutes or whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to determine for yourself what works for you and what not, right? Because every method has been proven effective. There are 1,000 students getting selected every year, and there are 1,000 strategies, right? So keep these things in mind, right? This is not just for CSAT, for any aspect of the examination I'm talking. Okay, now let us come back to the topic at hand. Oh yeah, the RC passages tips for these. So how do I determine if which question should I attempt straight away? See, like I said, there is a limited amount of time available, right? Even if you attempt 50 questions, then I'm just say, taking an average based on what people generally usually recommend. How many questions are 50 questions, 120 minutes, right? This gives you less than 2.5 minutes, less than 2.5 minutes per question. In this, you not only have to attempt the question, you have to also see which question you want to attempt, right? So that is becomes tricky. So first of all, I see the length. See, I mean, how clear, doesn't matter how childish it might sound like, but trust me, the length of the passage has a direct effect on the psychology of arts to solve a particular passage question. And obviously, the time it will take to read is obviously and interpret is obviously going to be usually going to be longer. So length, I usually as a now how do what now what is the ideal length? See, it will differ every year. Let me tell you, it differs every year because some years every passage is long, right? So that case, in that year, it would differ. But just have a look in the first 2 3 minutes. Just have a look at the question paper. See the general length of the passages, all of them together, and you'll be able to determine yes what is. So whatever I think this year 2023, 8 to 10 lines you could say was a shorter pass was short on the passage on the shorter line, right? So anything which was more than 10 lines, I used to skip on the first in the first go, right? I didn't you even used to look at the options or anything else. If the passage is more than 10 lines, I just used to overlook it for the time being, right? This was my first criteria. Second is options. So after you have seen the length and it is within this 8 to 10 lines or even shorter than that, then you'll see the options. Now please, one caveat is there. People say that you before reading the passage, you read the options, you read all the four statements, and then you go on to the passage. This is a wrong strategy in my opinion. I'm absolutely against this strategy. The reason is simple. See, your objective, the most the easiest thing that you can do, the easiest thing that you can do to tackle passages is you read the passage, you try to understand it for 30 seconds or so, and then based on the question which follows the passage, just try to imagine the answer in your mind and try to think about the answer without looking at the options, because that would give you perfectly unfiltered conclusion, unfiltered interpretation of yours based on the passages. You will not be your thought process won't be corrupted by the options that you read. You understand? I'll explain to you with examples. We are going to do that from the next video onwards. This was just an introductory video. So yeah, so I'll explain to you more about this, right? I think it might be a little confusing to you people at this moment of time. So yeah, so what do I to see? So I don't read options. I look at the options and I see whether they are statement type or direct type. Now what is direct type? Direct type is just ABCD is given and one line is given in each. Statement is 1 2 3 4 statements are given, and then the options are given, then 1 and 2, 2 and 3, like this. So I always prefer this. I mean, if whenever statement type question is given, passage is given, I just leave that. Right? I just leave it. Similarly, so first is length, second options, and these are the two basic criteria for passages. Even after this, it is possible that length is also short, options are also direct, and still you are not able to determine. So forget it. Don't worry. Move on, because you haven't done yourself much harm. Because first of all, you have read a passage. Now, if and when you have to come back, you'll be able to directly read it very quickly. Secondly, your time isn't wasted much because 8 lines. I mean, you can easily read in 30 seconds, right? So 30 seconds and your interpretation, you have tried also everything. I think less than 1 minute you're able to cover this. So even if you don't get answer, only 1 minute is wasted. Compared to the statement type, you see it will take you 1.5 to 2.5 minutes, and even then you don't get answer, so you'll be frustrated, and then again the pressure will build. And you should remember one thing: calmness. First thing that I told you is for UPSC CSE overall, not just CSAT, is you have to determine your own method, right? Your own way. People can give you guidelines, but you have to try it yourself and try different techniques yourself and determine what works for you. Secondly, this is calmness. Cal- Calmness will take you places in UPSC CSE. Right? Every stage, every paper, you have to be calm, perfectly calm. Do not think about the future. Do not think about the past. Stay in the moment. That will take you places. This is equally true for CSAT also, because the moment you lose your calm, you'll commit silly mistakes, and once you start committing silly mistakes, man, you're going to be really difficult to clear the CSAT examination, right? So second tip of is calmness, right? Now Yeah. So the last point is in this RC equally important. Yeah. So like I said in the beginning also I told you that some people have a strong command over quant. So they believe that they'll sail through the examination only using quant. This is a myth. Please do not fall in this. Please do not risk your 1 year, one attempt just because of this this silly notion that you might have it because of the propaganda of various thing. I don't want to comment on this those. So see, RC is equally important, right? And why? Because the difficulty level can vary. In 2023 is a perfect example. The quant portion came extremely difficult. It involved many higher mathematical concepts. And if people who didn't practice RC, who were uncomfortable with RCs, they suffered a lot. So this is equally important. Whenever quant becomes difficult, passages come to your rescue, and it goes vice versa as well, right? So this is about this. Next, LR, logical reasoning. This is the smallest section, right? This is easy to master as well, because in this you just need to know two three basic things which I am going to teach you, don't worry, with the help of PYQs also and separately also after that. And you need to know Venn diagram, how to make, I mean, see, I'll give you an example, very quick short example. uh, just a second. Yeah, so basically in this questions are given like this chair is a rat is this. So you need to be able to interpret the question and make a Venn diagram in corresponding to this. There's sometimes this, right? Whatever. So this I'll teach you how to draw. This is very easy and very useful tip to completely to get this correct, right? 100% correct. Logical reasoning should be easy to master thing for everyone regardless of their background, like humanities, mathematics, engineers, doctors, anyone. This should be the easiest portion, right? And it is very less time taking. Next is last, quant. Yeah, the nightmare of humanities students and many engineers also nowadays, I mean. Right. So this is obviously the most questions are coming from this section nowadays, and this is equally important because again the same thing like I said. If RCs become difficult, maths will come to your rescue. So people who are very good in RCs, please do not just depend on RC. You have to practice quant at least to a basic minimum level that you're able to clear the examination with maths only. Right. The advantage with quant is, which is not present in any of the previous two sections, is definite answers. You will get the most definite answer in quant. Whenever you have solved the question, you'll get a satisfaction, and that, believe me, that satisfaction is very important, because that will again lead to your calmness. You become confident. Your confidence reaches to a whole new level whenever whenever you arrive at a right answer and you know that is the right answer. And that will happen in mathematics. That is a very big advantage of being good in maths, right? Good in quant. Although the 2023 paper was tricky, higher number of probability questions. Now this is higher level mathematics. Even I didn't know. I mean, I consider myself good in mathematics, but even I wasn't able to solve many of the probability questions. So I had to turn to RC and logical reasoning, right, and other questions of quant. So that is an issue. So therefore, I think this paper is obviously designed, intentionally like this, so that they can check aspirants. Each of the sections are checked, right? So therefore, I say please perfect, I mean, don't perfect, just please gain a minimum proficiency in each of the sections, right? Yeah, so this is it. This is the basic guideline. We are going to start with CSAT 2023 paper, right? Set C, I have solved in the CSAT, set C. And yeah, now one more thing. Now, see, the channel, the purpose of the channel is different from the other channels that you might have seen for CSAT, the coachings and even the other channels. See, the thing is, I'm not going to tell you what you should have done, what I would have done in the exam hall if I were there. What would have happened if I. So what should this thing? I don't believe in this. That when it comes to UPSC CSE, the pressure is really on us, right? As aspirants, only we realize what is the pressure. So I'll be I'll be uploading. I have already uploaded the first 21 questions and I've put it in the Telegram group, the link of which I attached in the description box. I have put my actual question paper, which I attempted on the date itself, 28th May 2023. So I have the actual CSAT paper. It was set C, right? Therefore, I have written set C there. Set C, CSAT 2023. And the only purpose of this is to tell you that in real time how did I solve the paper. And even experts, even good aspirants commit mistakes, silly mistakes, and that should not deter you from achieving your target, because you should be able to solve so many questions that you are, even if two or three silly mistakes are done, you are still able to clear the examination. So that is the sole purpose, and that is why I have put on my paper. See, I think I have put here. You can see only. Let me just, yeah, see this. So this is these black marking, these black pen. This is my pen, and you as use the actual exam hall in the real time. So I have put my paper only. So you see how I solved. See here, I have done all the calculations and all. So because I do not want you to be to think of a utopia. There is no utopia in UPSC CSE in any other stage. CSAT is no exception. You'll always face issues. You'll always do silly mistakes. You'll always commit errors. But despite that, you should be able to clear this with flying colors, right? Or at least you should make an effort to do so. So we'll start in the next video. I think this video is already quite long. And please tell me in the suggestion box any recommendation, any suggestions. I'll be more than happy to accommodate those. Okay. Take care, keep studying, and just leave your CSAT worries to me. I guarantee you that you'll gain at least a newer perspective and a better perspective on how to approach CSAT. And you will stop being terrified of this paper. Okay. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye. Goodbye.